Hello everybody, this is Jeffrey GT7 and welcome to the episode. In this episode, I'm going to be using the Aston Martin Group 4 at Tokyo Express 600. So in this very simple, easy build, I'll be showcasing on how to get the car and the setup. I really have not used this car at all before, so I'm going to be very curious to see what this car can do at Tokyo. I've done a couple of Group 4s in the past, and I know that there was some of the Group 4s that have been very, very successful, so I won't be too surprised at all if this car does a really smooth, fast job at Tokyo Express 600. Hopefully this particular tune helps out, and if for some reason this particular build does not pretty much follow your liking, then I would recommend just save the car and just simply use it for Le Mans, because this car is going to be very, very decently quick on the straights, considering it being a Group 4 race car. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the episode. So in order to find this car, you can find it easily at Brand Central. It's going to cost you about 350,000 credits. So it's going to be a little bit slightly expensive, more expensive than the GTR or the NSX, just by a little bit. I mean, after all, it is a low-grade race car, so there's no real surprises there. Now, you can see by the stats, it is a little bit over past the 600-point cut line, so we, in fact, have to do a little bit of nerfing in order for it to be legal at Tokyo Express 600. Luckily for us, with this car, very easy to do. All you gotta mainly do is just change the downforce and buy sport hard tires, which in fact is what we did. So here's the setup I have for this particular car. If you want to go ahead and just pause the episode, you can, just to follow what I have for my suspension. For the main thing I did change out was the downforce. As you can see here, the front is 150, the back is 350, so make sure you have that on your car. I went ahead and it had to nerf the overall output adjustment for the ECU, or not ECU, but the the output adjustment down to 98 with the fully customized manual transmission at 370 kilometers per hour. So make sure you have that transmission too. And then back here, all I have back here is, of course, this is supercharger high-end torque, and that's going to be all the parts you'll need from the tuning shop. Put that to your car, and you'll be good to go. So basically, all I got to worry about is, of course, buying the transmission, the fully customized manual transmission, messing with the downforce enough to where it actually does exploit the PP, and also buying the sport hard tires, which is going to be the biggest help part for this car, and that's going to be it for the build. So the question is going to be, for it to be a Group 4 race car, how good is it? Well, we already know for a Group 4 race car that automatically the fuel should be able to hold up this whole entire race. So this particular race is going to be a no pit stop race. So right from the get-go, we are already golden compared to the rest of the cars in the field. All we gotta do now is make sure and drive toward the front, and as you can see, the car actually does have some promising top speed. As we get to the first corner, we're going to be inside the top 10, and with this being a Group 4 race car, and for us to actually mess with the handling of the car, the body height, all that stuff, I was able to make this car to really come to life. The car is going to be a little bit on the loose oversteery side. I could tell in some particular turns the rear end felt a little bit on the light side. I'm not too sure if everybody really likes that for their own driving style. I mean, if not, you can always go back to the tuning list and just mess with the body height or the springs. Other than that, the car felt really very smooth, very comfortable with the controller, which I'm using for this run. And it just felt very much dialed in. I'm pretty sure the first 2 or 3 laps could be a little bit iffy because of the track still not quite yet dried out. But once the track does begin to dry up, you will tell a big difference in speed. But as you can see, we're right now on P7, right behind the Porsche. We're going to gain a lot of time as we head to that last hairpin. Another big improvement for this car is we got racing brakes, which is going to allow us to brake a little bit later into the corner compared to most of these cars here in the grid. As you can see, the Porsche is braking, and you can just simply see how quickly we gained on the Porsche. We actually had to stop and had to actually take some action around the Porsche, so that way we would not have to rear end the car itself. As we get to the main stretch, our car's top speed, I will probably give it maybe the 4th or 5th best overall. We're nothing compared to the GTR, unfortunately, but we do actually have some decently good speed, which is good. That way, once we get to the main straight, we won't lose as much time compared to the other runners. So 221 was our very first lap. Of course, find ourselves in P6. And what I recommend doing is, if you actually are a manual transmission driver, once you're about in the purplish side of 5th gear, go ahead and shift to 6th gear to limit the revs of the engine, and so that way you won't have to worry about wasting your fuel. Now, if you're an automatic driver and if you can't really adjust and early shift to 6th gear, they can also fuel map as well during the course if you want to map it to number 2 or 3. Just for a split second or two, just give you a little bit of buffer and just to keep an eye on that fuel. As we make our run on lap number 3, into lap 4, excuse me, we're going to make a bold move for the lead, and once we actually get this lead from the NSX, we're going to basically check off from the rest of the field. Fast forward now to lap number 6 is going to be our official hot lap around this track, so I would recommend you guys stay back here, see what the car can do, and then I'll be right back to finish up the rest of this race. Alright, so I was about to finish up the race. The car accepted very well. Now, we actually did run into a little bit of tire issues right at the end. You could see the tires did begin to wear off a little bit. And also, we had to watch our fuel just a little bit as we were running almost dry. But despite that, it's going to be a very solid 26:03 for our total time. So I know there's some cars out there that could beat the total time, but I figured since this is a Group 4 race car, that actually is pretty good compared to other cars I've tested in the previous episodes, so that's an overall pretty good time. Now, surprisingly, we got ourselves the standard bonus. I don't know how. We might have made contact, or we might have went off the track, I guess, and that's going to be it for the episode. Now, for the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try to do more Group 4s for Tokyo. I'm going to do it with the Bugatti next. I'm going to be very curious to see what this car can do in Tokyo Expressway 600. I'm really going to be curious. I know Bugattis have the tendency to really drink the fuel. I'm just going to be a little bit curious to see if it could be a no stop or we actually have to save and conserve our fuel. So I'll be looking forward to that. So if you guys enjoyed today's episode, which hopefully does help out, leave a like. You can also share the episode as well. If you want to see a different build or any request, you're more than welcome to add any suggestions in the comments below. And until then, I'll see you guys later and take care. Thank you again for watching today's episode. Hopefully this particular tune has helped you out in Gran Turismo 7. If there is a particular build you'd like for me to try out, or a different race, car class, whatever it is, you're more than welcome to put any suggestions down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to do them. So if you guys enjoyed today's episode, why not go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well? It would be very much appreciated. Also, leave a like and share it. If you know somebody personally that is struggling to get a win at Tokyo Expressway 600, then you're more than welcome to share this episode, and hopefully it will help them out. Until then, I'll see you guys later, and have a great rest of the day or night for my B, and be safe.